Hey everybody, it's Jenni from chronicbabe.com, and you're here with me for another AWAP Wednesday. AWAP stands for as well as possible, and in all things, that's what I wish for you, to be as well as possible despite illness, to kick ass and take names no matter how sick you are, and I know you can. So today's a gardening day for me, and I thought maybe I would take you to visit my garden and check it out and talk to you about something that I think is really important for us chronic babes, and that is getting a life. We have to get a life. Now I know for some of us this is easier said than done. You know, for someone like me, I have lots of good days where I can be really active and I can be outside. But I also have lots of bad days where I can't be active and I can't be outside, but I still manage to have hobbies. And this is what I mean by getting a life. A lot of us get sunken into the idea that chronic illness is our entire life. And that is completely understandable because we have so much that we have to deal with all the time. But when we let chronic illness occupy 100% of our mind and our spirit, we lose our sense of identity. We lose the ability to have fun. We miss out on opportunities to grow and change and learn about ourselves. So I think it's really important to get a life, to get a hobby or two. Now we're here outside, which means it's a little bit of shaky cam because I'm holding it with my hands, but I think you can bear with me for a couple minutes while I talk to you about how to get a life. And I want you to meet my flamingo over there. She guards and protects and welcomes people to my garden, and I'm really thankful for her. This is kind of what I'm talking about when I say get a life. Like, I love gardening, and I love it so much that I make it like me. I make it silly and ridiculous, and I bring in lots of color and lots of weirdness, and that really helps me feel connected to my hobby, and it helps me feel like it's me. It's an extension of who I am. Now you might be thinking, hey Jenni, I am sick all the time. How am I supposed to have a hobby? Well, there are lots of ways to integrate hobbies into our life. First, I want to tell you that I have this garden and it's big and robust and beautiful, but I didn't do it by myself. My boyfriend Joe has helped me a lot. And I have other friends who have plots here and they help water when I'm out of town or if I'm not feeling well. And other people have donated plants, and other people have helped me plant things and pick things and plan. I have a lot of help with this. So how about you? What's it going to mean for you to get a life, to get a hobby? You may feel like you have zero energy and you can't even think of what you would have as your hobby. I would scan back to before you were sick and think about some of the things that you really enjoyed doing. Let's take a couple of examples. Let's say that you were really into dance before you got sick, and now you don't dance because you have some physical limitations. Does that mean you can't enjoy anything about dance? No. You should be watching Dancing with the Stars. You should be checking out videos online. You should be talking and keeping up with your community that you did dance with if you can, to find out about recitals you could attend. You may not be able to do the physical activity yourself, but you can still be part of that world. Now, I can understand that it may be frustrating or saddening or maddening to participate in that world if you can't be in it in the way that you used to be. But this is where we start thinking about acceptance and how it plays a role in our lives. Sometimes we have to accept that we can't have everything that we want, but that doesn't mean that we have to give up everything. I want you to start thinking about how you can incorporate some of those old hobbies that you loved into little small ways back into your life. So let's take another example. Let's say you're a writer and you used to write fiction and now you just don't feel like you have the mental energy to do it at all and it's super frustrating to you. I think that you could probably spend 10 minutes a day writing. Now 10 minutes a day might seem small, especially if you're a long-time writer and used to sit for marathon sessions. And believe me, I know what this is like because I used to write for hours and hours at a time with no break. But I've gone through periods where my hands hurt so much I could barely dress myself or open a can of beans or do anything. I still found ways to write for at least 10 minutes a day. That might mean dictating into your computer or your phone. Lots of computers and phones now have dictation built in, and there are websites that allow you to do it as well. You could also talk with a friend and have them take notes or take dictation for you. They might enjoy being part of that process. Now, as a writer, you might be saying to me, it's impossible to write like that. I can't write in 10-minute bursts. I call BS. I totally thought that myself, and I learned to do it. In fact, I still write that way. I write for 20 minutes at a time, and then I take a 10-minute break every day. That's how I do it. And it used to feel really weird, but I got used to it, and now I love it, and I'm actually able to write more because I'm taking better care of myself. We are so much more than our illness. We are so much more than our limitations. We are rich, well-rounded, creative, full in spirit people who have lots going for us. And illness can sometimes mean that we wind up not nurturing that side of ourselves. I want you to spend a couple minutes this week thinking about how you can start to re-embrace that creative side of yourself. If you're not sure how to do it, I really encourage you to jump in the comments below, and I would happily give you some ideas and brainstorm with you. And I know our whole community will too. So if you are interested in talking about this further, definitely share your story below, ask your questions, and we'll all try to help each other. As you might have heard, we've had like train and plane and truck noises going by. I do live in a big city, so thanks for bearing with me. I just really wanted to share with you my passion and talk to you about how much it means for me to have a hobby, how well-rounded it keeps me, how satisfied and happy it keeps me. And even if half the stuff in this garden dies this summer, which is totally a possibility, I have no control over nature. You know, I'm still gonna enjoy the process. If you liked this video, I absolutely urge you to go to our YouTube channel or head over to the Chronic Babe blog. There's more than 60 videos now for you to watch. That's almost 7 hours of stuff, so it could keep you busy for a whole day if you let it. I do not want you to miss a thing. I have a book coming out at the end of the summer, and I don't want you to miss the announcement. I'm gonna have lots of giveaways and contests and guest experts and all kinds of goodies. So head over to chronicbabe.com and subscribe to our newsletter so you don't miss a thing. Thanks for bearing with me today as the sun shines in my eyes and the traffic noises go by. This is city living. I'm happy that you could be here with me for a few minutes. I hope you go out and make it a kick-ass day. Be AWAP. Mwah.